Hey everyone, I'm Ruth. Welcome back to another video. This time I'm painting a portrait. For this portrait, I'll be using watercolors and colored pencils. It's the first time for me that I use these two mediums together, so it's very exciting. If you want to see how I do this, let's get right into the tutorial. I start by taping my paper to the surface. I have already drawn a light pencil sketch. Now I'll make another video about this process, this sketching process. Now I start by mixing some skin tones on my palette. And I use little paint and a lot of water, so the paint is very diluted. And I can lay down a very light layer of paint. I leave the eyes and the lips white. And then I add some shadow with a slightly darker color under the nose, under the eyes, on the cheeks and above the eyes, and also in the neck. Make sure that your brush is not too wet, because if it's too wet the paint will run and that doesn't give a nice effect. Now I paint the first layer onto the lips with a pink color. And I leave some white space for the highlight. And now I paint another layer to the neck and into the ear for the darkest shadows. And also to the nostrils. When this layer is dry, I mix some blue onto my palette and add a layer of this blue to the shadowed areas of the face. And with the first layers I'm very careful, because as I mentioned before, you can always work from light to dark, but working from dark to light is very difficult. So make sure that your first layers are very light. Now I add some more color to the chin, some more shadow. And when you've just used a little bit too much paint, you can always go in with a wet brush and lift off some of the color. So that's what you see me do sometimes. And I'm just slowly building up these layers to create depth in my painting. Here I add some more color to the cheeks. underneath the nose. And underneath the eyes as well. And now I'm working with some thicker paint, slowly building up the layers. And with black, I paint the first layer of the hair, really rough, just the basic shape of the hair. And with some water, I lift off some color. And then with blue, I paint in the jacket. And I use a soft tissue to lift up some more color. And later on, I'll draw in some more details with colored pencil, but for now, this is perfectly fine. Now I switch over to a tiny brush to paint in the details, and I start with the iris, and I leave the highlights white. And I paint the first layer of the eyebrows and some more shadow to the neck and inside the ear as well. Now I add some shadow to the whites of the eyes, because the white of the eyes are never completely white. There are always some shades of gray or blue, but never completely white. And now I add another layer of pink to the lips, some more shadow underneath the nose and to the nostrils, just really slowly building up. And now I add a layer of blue paint to the hair. Just some basic shape, some curly shapes. And then a layer of brown paint. And I use all these different colors to create a lot of depth in the hair. And I'm adding some more detail to the eyebrows and to the eyes. And the shadow between the lips with a tiny little brush. And underneath the mouth, some more shadow with a slightly thicker paint than before, as you can see on the palette. And some pink on the cheek. And more shadow to the forehead as well. Now I add a layer of dark brown to the hair. And with the tiny brush, I paint in the eyelashes. And later I'll go over that with colored pencil, but the basic layer I paint with watercolors. And as you can see, I'm slowly building up the colors. And when that layer is dry, I paint in the background with a dark green color that I mixed on my palette. And when that layer is completely dry, I go in with my colored pencils and I start with the eyes, just adding detail and shadow. Various shades of gray to the white of the eyes. And I use my Polychromos pencils for this portrait. I add some shadow with my brown pencil, dark brown color, various shades of brown actually. And with the black I draw in the eyelashes. And with the dark brown I also draw in the eyebrows. And now I add a layer of colored pencil to the hair with my Polychromos black. Just some details, not the whole hair, but just some strands to create more depth. And with gray and brown, I add some shadow to the face and some more color. And I'm not covering the whole face with colored pencil, just some shadows and extra color, because I really want to keep that watercolor effect. And it's really easy to fill in everything with colored pencil, and then the watercolor effect gets lost, but I don't want that. I really want to keep that mixed media effect. And some cinnamon for some pinkish color to the face. And more shadow to the neck. And inside the ear as well. And here you see me use a gray pencil to blend it all out. with my colored pencils, I use a really light hand. I'm not pressing on the pencils at all, just building up layers to create that realistic look. Now I'm adding some final details to the eyes. And some white. For the hair, I use the white to add some highlights to the hair. And also with my dark brown pencil, I add some detail. Now I switch over to my watercolors again to add another layer of paint to the hair. And some more shadow to the neck and to the face as well. And some more pink color to the cheeks. And when I'm happy with the result, I'm ready to take off the tape. And this is the final result. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to get informed when a new video comes out. You can leave a comment down below and don't forget to share my video with all your friends. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, bye!